Good afternoon, everyone. It's Melanie here. How you guys doing today? I'm going to give everybody a few moments to log on and give myself a few moments to figure out technology because I'm not that great with it. Hope everybody's doing well on this somewhat cloudy Tuesday afternoon, even though it's supposed to get nice a little later. Hi Anne Marie, hi Gordon, hi Amy. You guys let me know if you can hear me and see me okay, and if you could just write something so I can make sure I have that part right. I'd appreciate it. Somebody could just write some comment so I know I got this on right. Thanks, Gordon. Thank you. Okay, cool. Awesome. I'm going to give everybody another minute just to log on and make sure this is all working right. Everybody can hear me okay? Thanks, Gordon. Yeah, I'm just still learning how to do this, so I really appreciate all the help. Hi, Katie. Hi, Mary. All right, we'll get going here in another 30 seconds, just to make sure everybody who wants to join me is able to. This is my second Mindful with Melanie. I'll be doing this on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, so feel free to join me for those sessions. And all right, we'll get going here. Hi, Deb. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. So for today's Mindful with Melanie lesson, I was going to do a reading from one of my favorite books. It's this book right here. It's called God Never Blinks by Regina Brett, who is a local author here in Cleveland. She used to write for The Plain Dealer. She has a lot of these were in The Plain Dealer, if any of you know her. And she's also Ben's stepmother. So when I got this book from a friend as a gift, I was not aware that this was Ben's stepmother. I didn't even know Ben at the time, so it's just pretty cool to me that this book ended up in my hands even without knowing Ben. So anyways, the name of the book is God Never Blinks, and it's 50 lessons for life's little detours. So I can always write this in the comments too. I know it might be hard to see on here. So it has 50 little lessons in here. So today I was going to go over lesson 1, which is titled, Life Isn't Fair, but It's Still Good, which is pretty potent for this time period. The hat always came back, more faded, yet stronger than ever. Frank started it. I had undergone my first chemotherapy and couldn't imagine being bald. Then I saw a guy wearing a baseball cap, bearing these words, "Life is good." Life didn't feel good, and it was about to feel worse. So I asked the guy where he got the hat. 2 days later, Frank drove across town and stopped by my house and gave me one. Frank is a magical kind of guy. A house painter by trade, he lives by 2 simple words, get to. They remind him to be grateful for everything. Instead of saying, I have to go to work, Frank tells himself, I get to go to work. Instead of saying, I have to get groceries, he gets to. Instead of saying, I have to take the kids to baseball practice, he gets to. It works for everything. The hat on anyone but Frank might not have carried the same power. It was navy blue with an oval patch that announced its message in white letters. And life was good. Even though my hair fell out, my body grew weak, my eyebrows fell off. Instead of wearing a wig, I wore that hat as my answer to cancer, as my billboard to the world. People love to stare at a bald woman. They got a message back when they gawked. Gradually I got well, my hair grew back, and I put the hat away until a friend got cancer and asked me about the hat I used to wear. She wanted one. At first, I didn't want to part with mine. It was like my binky, my security blanket. But I had to pass it on. If I didn't, the luck might run out. She made a promise to get well and pass the hat on to another woman. Instead, she gave it back to me to pass on to another survivor. We call it the chemo hat. I don't know how many women have worn it in these past 11 years. I've lost count. So many friends have been diagnosed with breast cancer. Arlene, Joy, Cheryl, Kay, Sheila, Joan, Sandy. Woman after woman passed it on. When the hat came back to me, it always looked more tired and worn, but each woman had a new sparkle in her eyes. Everyone who wore the lucky chemo hat is still alive and thriving. Last year, I gave it to my friend and coworker, Patrick. He was diagnosed with colon cancer at age 37. Patrick got the hat, even though I wasn't sure it could tackle any kind of cancer. He told his mom about the hat, how he was now a link in this chain of survival. She found Life is Good Inc., the company that made the hat and makes other products with the motto. She called the company and told them the story of the hat and ordered a whole box of caps. She sent them to Patrick's closest friends and relatives. They took pictures of themselves wearing the hats. All over his refrigerator, he put up photos of college friends and their kids and dogs and lawn ornaments wearing the Life is Good hat. Meanwhile, the folks at Life is Good Inc. were moved by Patrick's mom. They held a staff meeting and challenged their employees in the spirit of the traveling lucky chemo hat to pass their hats on to someone needing a lift. They sent Patrick a photo of all 175 of them, each wearing a hat. Patrick finished chemo and is fine. He was so lucky. He never lost his hair. It just thinned out. He never wore the hat, but it touched him. He kept it on a table at the bottom of the stairs where he could see that message every day. It got him through the really bad days when he wanted to quit chemo and give up. Anyone with cancer has known those days. Even folks who have never had cancer have known them. Turns out it wasn't the hat, but the message on it that kept us all going, that keeps us all going. Life is good. Pass it on. So one of the things I really enjoy about that particular lesson, it's actually my favorite one in the book, just so happens to be number one, is the idea of getting to do something rather than having to do something. So simply changing one word in a sentence can make it a positive instead of a negative. And it always helps us to remember that not everybody gets to do the things that we get to do and take for granted every day. So right now, if you have a moment, think of some of those sentences that you say to yourself normally in the morning. Like, I know I say to myself, I have to go to work. I have to go to the gym. I have to go grocery shopping. So think of those things that you normally say and change them into I get to statements. So I'm going to give you a few moments here to think of one. And if you feel comfortable, you can share it with me in the comments so I can see it. If you don't feel comfortable sharing them online in front of everybody, you can always email it to me later, especially if you're watching this later as well. My email address is melanie@resultsfitnessforlife.com. I'll put that in the comments later for you if you want to send me an email. So I'm going to give you a couple moments just to think about that. Hi, Gina. So yeah, if anybody wants to share with me, that would be great. Taking one of those statements and making it into an I get to instead of I have to. Yeah, if you want to share something, I'll give you a couple more seconds here. Just think about it. Nancy, I get to make dinner for my family. That's a really good one, Nancy. I really like that. Instead of having, you get to, and you get to have that special time with your family. Anybody else have one? Or feel comfortable sharing? Kyla, I get to teach tonight. That's a really good one, right? I also say that too. I have to teach, I have to coach, I have to teach yoga, but I get to. It's a gift, it's an opportunity. We'll see if anybody else has something to say. And then I'll share some of my I get to statements with you. just to get you thinking about it. Deb, I get to slow down. That's a really good one, right? Because we usually are so busy we don't get to have this time to spend and slow down. Thank you, Deb. Thanks for sharing. I'll share a couple of mine with you too right now. So my number one is I get to hone in on my passion and skills as a coach every day by exploring new opportunities and avenues to continue to help the RF community. I'm not very good with technology, so all of this is very new to me. I'm learning a lot of new skills every day, and I feel very grateful because this is something I would not have done on my own. Number two for me is I get to connect with the RF community online. I'm new to Facebook. When I joined Results Fitness as a coach, I was asked to get on Facebook, which I was very reluctant to do. But because I have gotten to get online on Facebook, I get to connect with you, see your family members, your pictures, your pets. I love it. I actually love it. Ben says I'm a little addicted. I can't disagree. My third one is I get to work out and practice yoga in the comfort and safety of my home right now, but also as a community with you and with the Chagrin Yoga community when all of this craziness isn't occurring. But I still get to work out at home right now, and I'm so grateful to RF for allowing us to borrow weights at this time so that I can continue to build my strength. Number four for me is I get to stay home and spend some much needed time with my cat during his older years. So usually I'm not home a lot during the day, and I don't get to spend a lot of time with him. I don't have any children. My cat is my pet. Sorry about that. But I get to spend time with him. I wouldn't have this quality time to spend with him if I wasn't staying home. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And then my last one is I get to go grocery shop and pick out nutritious foods for myself and Ben. I hate grocery shopping. I don't like it at all. Usually Ben does most of it. But I get to go grocery shopping. Not everybody has that opportunity to go grocery shopping and pick out the nutritious foods that Ben and I do for our meals. So I'm very grateful for that. So those are my 5 things. And like I said, if anyone else wants to share a couple more here before I log off, I'm willing to share them with everybody. I don't know how to go back and look at the comments. Sorry about that. Hi, Jill. Thanks for joining. But please feel free to email me any of your I get to statements and really think about making that positive statement rather than that negative one. Thank you everybody for watching, for tuning in with me. I look forward to seeing some I get to comments in the comment section below this video. And I look forward to seeing you guys again on Thursday at Mindful with Melanie. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that you get to enjoy some outside time once the sun comes out. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.